Hi, I'm Courtney Collins.
And I'm Alief Bay.
Welcome to another edition of Big Apple Football.
Oh man, this week here, we'll be talking about what happened in the conference championships.
A lot of upsets.
Oh man, if we had T-shirts here today, it'd be a T-shirt fiasco.
I'll tell you something too, Coach. It was a real bad weekend for some of the top teams in the league, and it also was a real good week for a lot of teams that thought they wasn't going to make it to the playoffs this year. Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, well, I know one thing. You can't blame it on the weather, you know. It was only one game I really saw that was in some damp weather, you know. But other than that.
And so much for AKA bad weather.
Yeah, AKA.
Sun shower.
Oh, man. yeah. They became a sun shower after all. It wasn't bad weather.
It wasn't bad weather. And I'll jump right into it. I'm going to go to the AFC side when we come back after these messages, and you're going to jump into the NFC
side.
So we'll be back in just one moment. All right, we're back.
Definitely here to talk about, you know, some upsets, some sets that were up.
Some sets that were down. NFC.
Oh, man, you have Mighty Mike Division, Ravens 12, Rifles 6, and overtime.
Are you surprised? I was at that game, Coach. I saw the play.
I'm really not surprised for the simple fact that, you know, I mean, as I always say, Rifles, Ravens in November is a tough team to beat no matter which team. So now they were playing each other.
Yeah, thank God.
You know, so Ravens always got a good Mighty Mike team. Rifles always got a good Mighty Mike team.
Dexter came in the studio crying a couple of weeks ago. He didn't have a good team. He wasn't going to make the playoffs. He had to rebuild. Come on, Dexter, stop it.
I think that was a ploy. And it worked against the Rifles.
And it definitely did. And what also worked is the Bulldogs. They beat Mount Vernon 12-9 in overtime. A field goal was kicked by the junior Pee Wee running back number 26, Imhotep.
8-year-old.
Unbelievable.
20-yard field goal.
I watched this young man. I played against him, okay? And he kicked an extra point and a field goal against me also. This guy's a real deal.
To Big Apple football, where football is starting to become football.
Absolutely. And again, here's my thing. You look at the Jamaica Bulldogs, excellent job by Lance. Excellent job by him and his coaching staff. They win the game 12-9. But I'm going to tell you something. Mount Vernon is not going to go away easy. Always going to be a tough team.
I had Coach Jomo on the phone earlier before we shot the show today. He told me to let everyone know Mount Vernon is here to stay. You know, and if you think 3 teams in the Super Bowl is something big to you, he said you haven't seen anything yet.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Big Apple. If you look at all the divisions, it seems like every division there is no one team in this particular league that you can put on you can put your finger on and say this is the team for the whole league. Every team from top to bottom just doesn't exist.
Yeah, it just won't happen. You know, like earlier in the season, we heard about bad weather. You know, and, you know, things just happen. You know, the weather changed. The seasons change.
Well, speaking of bad weather, they had a game this weekend.
Junior Pee Wees against the Rifles, great game. Anytime those two meet, it's always a great game, you know. Coach Anthony had a lot to prove this year. You know, he fell under the weather last year.
Yes, he did.
You know, in another nail-biting game.
He lost that game last year with 56 seconds
left in the game.
He lost that game.
Pulls this one out 13-12.
Wow.
You know, so these two teams, anytime you see these two teams, you know, it's definitely a nail-biter.
So Junior Pee Wees, the Hurricanes win that matchup 13-12, and the Hurricanes are on their way to the Super Bowl again. And here you have another game. I won't say a tough game, a blowout. Renegades go down to Mount Vernon, 34-6. Mount Vernon all over the Renegades.
Oh, man. Coach Jomo, again, you know, said that they're here to stay.
Well, he made it believe out of the Renegades. And me too. 34-6. That's a tough loss for the Renegades. But again, we want to talk about Mount Vernon and them doing such an excellent job up there in terms of getting their guys ready to play every week in and week out. I don't know who the key players were in that game, but I'm going to say this. Winning 34-6 in the playoff game, you see mostly all these playoff scores are so close. When you lose a game 34-6, you're talking about a team that's really prepared, and they came out and Memphis lost to them. Early in the year, they lost 12-7 only.
I had the opportunity to play against that team, that junior Pee Wee team. You know, number 3 is a multi-position player in the game. When he's 1 minute he's a quarterback, next minute he's a running back. You know, number 29, excellent hands. You know, they definitely know what they're doing up there. And if you have to go to what they call Memorial Field, I don't know how true it is, but what I heard is Mount Vernon hasn't lost at Memorial Field since they can remember.
Wow.
You know, so
lucky that the Super Bowl's at Boys High.
Yeah. Mental note: there'll be no Super Bowls in Memorial Field.
Pee Wee division.
Oh man, Yonkers, Rifles. Yonkers go down.
Shocker.
24.
Upset.
20.
That's one of those upsets this week. Another upset. Yonkers was sailing on their way in the season. It was at 5-0. You had the Warriors kind of put the brakes on them a little, give them a little taste of reality in Big Apple, and they lose to the Warriors big, about 30-40 in the middle towards the end of the season. And then here you have the Rifles.
I'm quite sure
snatching victory out of the hands of what was supposed to be a shoe-in Yonkers.
Yeah, but I'm quite sure, you know, going up against Coach Kev and the Warriors a couple of weeks before the playoffs can definitely
shake you
punch you in the stomach real hard, you know, and you might not be able to recover from things of that nature, you know.
Right.
Being the chief coach, I remember one of those punches, you know.
Right. Well, apparently they never did recover, because here it is in the playoffs, they lose 24-20, and I'll tell you something. I didn't see that game. I just heard about it, and I was surprised because that was one of the picks that I had personally. I said Yonkers were on their way into the Super Bowl, but the Rifles, Enos, Coach Stevens, again, congratulations to him, because he has not been in the playoffs in 3 years.
I know Coach Enos is proud to be back on the stage, you know. I mean, I know he's got his hands full with a lot of other things that he's doing, but, you know, welcome back to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Warriors, Mount Vernon, Coach Kev does a great job. I got the call. It's almost like we talked about the holy roller play you guys were talking about. I got the now you see him, now you don't play. I get all of the phone calls, and I heard the Coach Kev pull one of the tricks out of the hat. Guys walking towards the sideline. Who's on first? I don't know. Second base. Guys coming up the ball out of the field. He said Coach Kevin grabbed him and threw him to the end zone. I mean, I got so many reports about this game, but I heard this was exciting.
I mean, it definitely was. I happened to be out there, and like I said, I know it was raining, and in the first quarter, you know, it was a real slow game, moving game. But, you know, it was just a matter of time before something was going to bust open wide. And before you know it, there's this big streak of white running down the field with that one finger up, and you know who it is then.
Right, absolutely.
It's Coach Kev.
Right. One of the things you got to always remember, too, again, about the Warrior team. You're coaching against Coach Kev. I've coached against him in a lot of games. Coach Kev is definitely, again, a person that's very prepared to win his games. And when you're coaching against this guy, you have to always remember that you have to dot out all your I's and cross all your T's. And so Coach Kev definitely pulled a rabbit out of the hat. But again, Warriors were expected to win this game. Not a surprise to me. That was expected to win the game.
Definitely not a surprise to me also.
I'm picking him in the Super Bowl right now. I'm picking him in the Super Bowl.
Oh, man, I wouldn't go against him right now either. You know? Not too many times. I mean, you think
Get
about
off the bandwagon. Get off the bandwagon.
No, I should be on this bandwagon because I saw Coach Kev in the Super Bowl. Has it been, 4 straight years or is it 3 straight years?
Yes. But I asked for picks from you earlier. You wouldn't give me picks. Now you want to jump right on the bandwagon. I jumped out there and said Coach Kev's going to win the Super Bowl. I don't know about you.
Okay, here we are back to the midget division. Where you have senior midgets.
Junior midget division.
Oh, junior midgets, I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, Ravens upset Coach Sam Barnes.
Wow.
I tried to call him and everything, but
phone's disconnected.
It's going to like
voicemail.
What is that?
Voice box is filled up.
Voicemail is filled up. You know,
two big plays down. Coach Sam had 2 plays that I know down. You had Stacy not playing. You had Lorraine not playing. That right there in hurricane land means AKA sun shower.
Yes.
The rain is not going to come too heavy.
No storm, anything of that nature.
And I'm surprised that the Ravens didn't dispose of them earlier. A 7-2 game, in my opinion, a very lackluster job on the Ravens' part to only win this game 7-2.
Definitely.
You know?
I don't know, Sam. I sent out a APB, you know, and everything. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everything is still in place in Staten Island.
Coach Sam, all right. We're looking for you, Coach Sam. Call the studio when you get a chance to. Because me and Coach Alief were concerned about you. Speaking of concerns, Chiefs, Renegades, 20-12. Fish has done it again.
From what I heard,
Fish again.
Fish is the real 21. That's what I was told.
Listen, and at this point, Coach, I can't argue with you. He did it again. I heard very good game. Game is in the fourth quarter, 14-12. Chiefs are winning the game. Kick the ball off. Fish takes it back for a touchdown, and that's pretty much the way it stayed.
You know.